Hi there, my name is Freddy. I am a Talend Developer Certified, and this is my first video talking about Talend CDC. I will be showing you how to create an standard replication. Also, I'll create some examples to move data in real time using this tool. Talend CDC is a tool that performs a data integration process that replicates and synchronizes data from one source to different targets in real time. CDC identifies the different changes or operations that we can do in our source. Insert, delete, or updates. For this demo, I have already configured some necessary elements for the correct functioning of Talend CDC. These are Capture Engine, Source Engine, Target Engine, Talend CDC Manager, the connector for SQL Server, and SQL Server. Also, I have created two databases, one for the source and the other for the target. Okay, so now the first step is to create or subscribe a source. Basically here, what we are doing is establish a connection between our CDC tool to our CDC engine. So we need to go to the file menu, so subscribe, and then we need to fill the different fields here. Name can be training source for me. IP address, the IP address where I have created my CDC engine. For my case, it's local. Source type, in my case, it's SQL Server, and my instance is CDC. Click on OK, and then we can connect on the green button. Okay, as you can see, we have different environment types where we can create our models for the replication. The next step is to create a journal. The function of the journal is to store the operations we are doing on the table we are monitoring. For that, we need to go to the source menu and journal management. We need to select our source database. For my case, is CDC source. And then we need to right click here and then start the debugging process for. We need to select a path to store our journal. In my case, I'm going to select data. Okay. Again, click on CDC source and right click on the student table and start table login process 4. Okay. So now CDC knows that we are monitoring the students table. To see if our journal is working well, we need to do a bit change in our source database. So we can go to SQL Server Management Studio. On CDC source database, we need to go to students table, execute a query again. Okay, I'm going to change one record, right click here, and then edit. Okay, my change on the first record. So now John will be Johnny. Enter, we can close, and then return to Talend CDC. Okay, so now right click on CDC source and we can display our journal. We have one receiver. We can see what is the change. Click here and pause. As you can see, we have two records. The first one is John and the second one is Johnny. It means that our journal is working well. With our journal created, so we need to create now an environment. So we can go to the environment tab and then click on add. We need to fill the different fields here. For environment, is a unit code of 2 characters, E1 in this case. Source code for our source, it need to be of 3 characters. Source code 1. Environment type, we can create our environment inside the different environment types. For this case, I'm going to use training. Description for this environment is environment for standard replication. Okay. Okay. Click on add. Okay. As you can see, each chat has different options, different tabs: source, target, map, list, and properties. Here we can set in the different tables for the target and the table for the source. So we can go to the source tab and click on models, add. This is a unique code for the model. For my case is M1. Description is the model for standard application. The type is by default journal. We have other option, extract, but I'm going to explain that in other video. We need to select our source database. In this case is CDC source. Click on add. So now we have created our model. Inside our model, we have different options, table and distribute. So I'm going to create right now is our source table. So we need to do right click here on tables and then click on add. In this window, we can see different options. First, we need to select a table for our source. So we need to select the query button. And then we can see the student table because it's the only table in our source database. I'm going to select this one. And we need to choose a framework. We have different frameworks. For this case, I'm going to use the free framework. It means that we don't need to do any transformation here. So we can use this framework for that. We need to select student table and we need to move this table to the right panel. Click here and click on OK. Okay, as you can see, I have created our source table. So now we need to create the target table. We need to go to targets, right click here and then click on add. We need to fill the different fields here too. Unit code for the target, it need to be of 3 characters, TA1 for my case. Description is a target of the standard application. Target type, it need to be by default. The name is the name of our instance of our target database. For my case, is TCDC2. And the address for this one is local. Okay. We need to uncheck all options and then click on add. Okay, I have created my target. So now we need to create a distribution. Basically, it means that we need to create or establish a connection between our model to our target. Okay, so we can do that from our target tab or from our source tab. I'm going to do that from our target tab. Right click on distribute. One window will be open. We need to move our model. We need to select M1 and move to the right panel. Click on OK. Okay, so now in this window, we need to do different configurations. So the first one is to select the database type. For this case is SQL Server. Okay. As I told you in the beginning of the video, I have already created the ODBC connector for SQL Server. We need to click here and we need to fill different fields here. The username for me is admin, right? Admin, password, and server for me is localhost 2. Need to click on OK, and the connection is successful. Click on OK again, and we need to select the DB table option, and we can see the different databases. For this case, I need to select our target database, and then we need to click on Add. Okay, we have created our distribution. So now what we can see is we can do click on Map tab. As you can see, we have created or established a connection between our target to our model N1 and TA1. The next step is to create the target table. I'm going to show you. In my database, I don't have created my target table. I'm going to expand this one. And in the tables, I don't have nothing. Go back to Talend CDC. Okay, the next step is to create our target table. For that, I need to expand the model, the distribution, sorry, expand the tables. And as you can see, we have our source table, for this case, student. So now we need to create the target table. Click right here, and then create target table. One window will be open. In this case, this is the DDA to create our target table in the target database. I'm going to do click on execute. Okay, so now we need to check if the table was created. Okay, need to go to the CDC target database, need to go to tables, and as you can see, the table was created here in our target database. We need to do a query to check the table. Select star from students. And now we don't have anything here in our target table. Go back to the Talend CDC tool. So now we need to execute our replication. We need to go to the map tab. From here, we need to do right click on our model and then select the properties option. Go to recovery tab, and we need to choose a load option. Go to activity tab. We need to confirm that we want to reload all tables in this distribution. Click on yes, and then we need to do click on start. Okay, the replication is working well. You can see we in our source database we have 4 records. Where we selected 4 records, where we send 4 records, were added 4 records too. So now what we need to do is to check the different operations in our source table and check if these records are replicating in our target table. Go to the database. Okay, we need to check in the CDC target first, students, and execute. We have the same records that we have in our source table: Johnny, Mary, Robert, Elizabeth. So now I'm going to change different records in our source table to see the real-time replication. Expand the tables in the CDC source database. Click on new query. Select start from students. execute the same records. So I'm going to change one of them, edit. First, I want to check the update operation. So I'm going to change Robert for Charles. Enter. Go back to the Talend CDC tool. As you can see, uh, two more records were added here. So now I'm going to check in our target database. Again, this is okay. It's this one. We need to click on execute. And so now it's Charles too. This is a replication in real time for our update operation. So now I would like to check a delete operation. Go back to the source table. I'm going to delete to Mary Jones. Delete. Confirm this operation. Yes. I'm going to check right now in our target table. Execute. And Mary is not here. Okay. And finally, I'm going to check our insert operation. Go again to the source table. I'm going to add a new record number 5. Ready. Mueller. Okay. Enter to create. I'm going to check right now in our target table. Freddie Mueller will be created in our target table right now. As you can see, is Freddie created here. It means our Talend CDC tool and our standard application is working well. We need to go back to the Talend CDC tool and stop our application. Click on stop. Okay. You can close this window. And now the model is again in yellow. When the model is executing, it will be green. When the model is stopping, it will be yellow. When the model has one issue, it will be red. This is all for this video. We were able to check the different replications from the source to the target. In the next videos, I will explain how to create other replications with the other frameworks available in Talend CDC. Thanks.